Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Champions Corner podcast. I'm your host, Sean, the number one player, and today we've got an absolute stacked show for you today. We're going to talk about AJ Lee returning after 10 long years. John Cena, the time is now, ladies and gentlemen. We're winding down to that very last match with John Cena. Brock Lesnar came to strike up vengeance. And then the big question we're going to talk about today is, are we looking at Monday Night Wars 2.0 with WWE AEW? We got a lot to talk about. We're going to get right into it. But before we dive in, we need you to follow us on all our social media platforms. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Somewhere around here, there should be a subscribe button. Hit that bell notification so you'll be the first one to know when we go live. And then check out our merch shop. You can do all this on championscornerpodcast.com. That's championscornerpodcast.com. I'm not alone today. I got my guys in the building with me today. I have the professor. Oh Lord, I don't have the professor here today.
Oh,
He's
look at
not
that.
here today. I'm just so used to him riding shotgun with us. But I got the historian. He's in the building. Lonnie Nesbitt, how you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm doing good. Happy to be here. Ready to talk this thing, man. We almost in the fourth quarter just about of the Cena's retirement tour. So we gotta get into it today.
For sure. And I have your favorite host, Mr. Highlights himself. You see him blinging with the championship gold back there. He's doing his thing.
It's the Champions Corner. I'm in the corner with the championships. You know, I do what I do.
There you go.
What's going on, everybody? What's up?
All right, man. So let's start. I want to do this a little bit out of order. But let's start with the big one. Let's start with AJ Lee. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be the first one to tell you. I didn't think they were going to pull the plug. I didn't think they were going to pull the trigger. But we got AJ Lee. She's back after a decade. And I tell you this, it was better than I expected. But I'll wait for my chance to give my comments and feedback on it. But I want to kick it to you, Lonnie. What did you think about AJ Lee's return?
Man, for me, and I guess, we all can relate to this being a husband. Man, the grandeur of everything was great with it. That, it came at the right time. Becky sold it well. But the first thing I noticed, man, was Punk's face. How proud he was when she came out, because they cut his face for a hot second. And when she came out in that reaction, man, look, he had his arms folded. He was there, and that, to me, that was special, man. Because, and the reason why, CM Punk was gone from WWE for a while as well. But that whole time, there was some things said between him and them and all that type of stuff, right? But we know now that during that time away, he still wanted the main event WrestleMania. Because he said that last year that I finally did it. So now to see him back for almost 3 years now, I believe, and then his wife comes back and to see the smile on his face, man, lets you know healing's a real place, man. So I know that's a little deep, but that's just how I feel about it, man. But that and her coming back for 10 years now and then coming back and, this story, I know people, some people say Punk himself is going long enough and some people still enjoying it. I enjoy it still. I think I like the layers of it. And this is another part of it right here, man. So, man, the part was insane. I mean, you got that classic, if this doesn't happen, we riot. Somebody had that kind of sign up there. Man, it was great. And she still got it, man. She sold everything she used to do. She sold everything, the skip, the look, sitting on the rope, the jumps. Man, she sold it all, bro. Struggling in the ring. All she missing is the title.
Well, before we get into that, we gotta talk about these Cowboy fans out here. They're just a little delirious. We tried to tell our guy Tony. Good to see you in the chat, but we tried to tell Tony that.
What's good, Tony?
We tried to tell him. I mean, this ain't nothing new. We tried to tell these Cowboy fans out here, man. But you're right, Lonnie. She sold everything, and just that look on Punk's face was priceless, man. But Crump, how about you, man? What'd you think?
Boy. Tell me, I was hyped. I was out my chair. I wasn't at the edge of my seat. I was out my seat, waiting for that theme song to hit. And the way Punk built to it was spectacular. Because he heard all the rumors and everything, and so he named everybody that a lot of people were speculating it probably could be instead of AJ Lee. So he got that out the way. He was like, I could call Bailey, I could call Rhea, I could call whoever else. Could call my sister right there in the front row to come whoop your behind, But I ain't gonna do that, man. Becky was talking junk about all of them, like she could beat all of them. You know how she do. Best female talker of all time. Just keep putting that out there. But the way he built it up, and then we finally ended his spiel, I should say. That music hit, boy. That crowd went crazy. I went crazy. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, she did all her mannerisms that she used to do. Like it felt like no time had passed of her, when she came out. And the fans was like right there with her. And you talking about all she needs is a championship. Man, she was carrying out Intercontinental title like she just won it or something. She beat down Becky, look at her, smacked upside the head, everything, man. She did it all. And I can't wait to see a match between her and Becky. I can't wait to see this tag match. And like you were saying, Lonnie, man, the admiration Punk showed for her in those moments, on his knees, giving her, bowing down to her, just holding his arms, folding his arms, kind of just smiling, like he just so proud to see his wife finally back, right by his side, and ready to do her thing. She probably been waiting on his moment as well, which don't know, and we probably hear it, next time we talk. She talks in the ring or something. So we'll see where that goes. But hey, I'm ready. I'm ready to see a match, man. Let's see how me and Professor was talking about. Everybody's excited, but will she be the same in the ring, in ring wise, as we remember? And I think there's no reason to think she won't be. But it's a very exciting moment. Everybody was like said, hype for a good reason. And like I said, it wasn't the most close knit secret, but they made the crowd made a reaction like it was. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I was hyping at. Cause I love crowd reactions, love crowd being hyped. And so it was a moment to see. A very viral moment. Everybody talking about it right now. And so I'm ready to see what she can do now that she's back. I'm so glad she's back.
I mean, well said, fellas. Well said. I mean, there's no reason to expect that she won't be, at least up to some par of degree that she was before she left. At the older you get, you start to lean away from the stuff. You don't have your whole, routine. But I mean, I don't think she'll be that far off. But this is what I want to highlight here, ladies and gentlemen. Your boy has to. Just lean in. I gotta talk to the people here because this is what contrary to popular belief. To me, this is what separates WWE from every other show that we watch. Chicago crowd is already going to be bananas on whatever they do. I mean, that's just Chicago. Their crowd. They have to be at least top 5 crowds I would love to be a part of. That crowd there, I mean, they was on from start to finish. But WWE always does a great way of pulling you into these moments. On the other hand, I thought that because on Raw, we saw it was Rhea and Punk in the back. So I'm like, well, maybe they're trying to swerve us. Maybe they won't. They got the carrot out here. It's dangling. We think it might be AJ, but they got this carrot out in front of us. And that's what I love the most because, we do this, but I love to still be surprised at the end of the day. I honestly didn't think that they were going to go through with it. Yes, we saw WWE. They put out the merchandise. They even had some tweets out recently about AJ Lee doing X, Y, and Z. But it was pure magic in the ring. The chemistry between AJ and Punk, especially Becky and AJ, it was pure magic. And it was a pure money moment. For those of you out there that are kind of like me, because absence makes the heart grow what? Fonder, right? Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Listen, she's 38 years old. I think the ceiling. I don't think there's any ceiling on how far she can go. And I mean, let's just go down memory lane because I forgot myself. I mean, we're talking about a 3-time Divas champion. She was the longest Divas champion in history. She's like the 2-time Diva of the Year award. I mean, she helped give Divas a chance moment. This is the AJ Lee we're talking about. So I am on record a full-blown apology because I kind of forgot the greatness of AJ Lee. You know, she's been gone a while. I just was like, okay, AJ's coming back. But this
Yeah.
is a big deal, and it's a perfect moment because Liv is out. Your girl Naomi's out. You got Becky holding on to the Intercontinental title. Lyra Valkyrie is kind of dangling in the abyss, so to speak. I mean, doesn't mean that she won't get it, but right now her hands are tied. She might be going somewhere with Bayley. This is the perfect timing. I mean, talk about perfect timing. It can't get no perfect than this. I mean, the door is wide open for AJ Lee to kind of do what she's already done because let's be honest, she was ahead of her time when she was a part of the women's division. And so, I mean, I was excited. I was right there. The same pop that the fans had in Chicago, I had the same pop because I'm like, oh my God, it's AJ Lee. And I mean, her and Becky, I'm just looking forward to that Intercontinental title match after this tag match they didn't have at WrestlePalooza. But I mean, I was excited, man. I was excited.
Oh yeah. I don't speak on like AJ. It's a good time for her to be back. Hopefully, she's back for a good while. I know she signed. They show her signing the contract with Triple H. Um, but yeah, she just hasn't been there since the women got all more opportunity in this in the WWE because think about Trish coming back, Alita coming back to be in the Women's Royal Rumble. I don't think she's been in a Women's Royal Rumble. Well, I'm pretty sure she hasn't.
It was
the Women's Elimination Chamber. Yeah, they had it then. Just like I said, that's why I was happy Trish and Lita came back to be a part of those things, and now she can too. She can be part of the Women's Money in the Bank. She can be part of had this Intercontinental title like she most likely gonna go after with Becky, Women's U.S. title. All these things AJ Lee has the opportunity to do now and face all the talent that they have right now who are on a top level from these the women who are on a top level like she wanted it to be in the first place. Because back then she was talking about how like one of the best promos she's ever done, the one she's most known for, the Pop promo, was telling her the women how they don't really deserve to be here. This ain't what they wanted. They were just chosen because their looks or or anything like that, or is surface level stuff. It wasn't because they are passionate about it or had the talent for it. They just chose them because, hey, you good on a reality show or something like that. And now we have women who are, just die hard for this. And not to say the women but they weren't exactly, but I mean, from her point of view, they weren't. But you got women like Roxanne Perez who idolized AJ Lee. And now she's going to get the chance to, face AJ Lee most likely. And so things like that it's what you watch wrestling for. It's part of what you watch wrestling for. Certain people get these moments and get back certain moments that they missed out on. You know what I'm saying? And and they deserve those moments because, like I said, women have so much more opportunity now and more main eventers right now, and she could be a part of that and show why she is pretty much a legend in the business. And show these younger girls, hey, I still got it. I'm here to, capture something that I wasn't able to capture before because it didn't even exist. Now that it does, I'm coming here forward. It's me. It's AJ Lee. I'm saying, and so I think that's probably maybe conversations her and Punk had, within their own home. I don't know, but probably why he just looks so proud and happy because his wife can, just like he accomplished that WrestleMania goal, she could accomplish that as well. Something like that she was looking forward to. So that's what I'm ready to see and hopefully she gets.
It's good, man. The thing I would add to that, man, because I mean, y'all pretty much said it all from both perspectives. And there is so much for to go after now. Again, with the Royal Rumbles and the Money in the Banks and the potentially another Evolution next year or the year after, I don't know, and things like that. Women's War Games, just to name a few things that's kind of came up now. As a matter of fact, 10 years ago, I mean, NXT was there because 10 years ago they had like Charlotte, Sasha, and them in there, and Alexa Bliss. But maybe she get to go down there a little bit and kind of, just a little thing she might get. It's a lot to do.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and what better person to come against right now To Ron's point, yeah, man, the best talker as far as the women goes is Becky. What I mean, because Becky then, I mean, she pretty much running through the roster in a sense,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
in a
yeah.
sense, to the point where they got to put in a lot of the men's stories right now, so for
Mhm.
reasons, right? But what I'm saying is, yeah, so that's gonna be good. It's so don't get me wrong, there's plenty of things for her to do still out there, but right now, like this right here is gonna be great. America versus America. I'm pretty sure they're gonna announce it this coming week for the show. So for WrestlePalooza. So yeah, it's gonna be great.
So let's fantasy book a little bit. After this, tag match, what are some matches out there you think that people want to see with AJ Lee? I'm gonna say I would love to see her and Chelsea Green.
Oh, that'll be very entertaining. That'll be entertaining because Chelsea Green gonna act a fool out there, and she gonna have a crew out there, the Secret Hermits out there. So that's gonna be fun. Um, like I mentioned, Roxanne Perez.
Mhm.
That's a story right there already. Because, like I said, you see Roxanne Perez, dressing up as AJ Lee for Halloween like multiple times. And you see like old pictures of her doing that. And like I said, I feel like she idolized her. And she has a picture with AJ Lee, featuring me her at as a meet and greet or something like that. And so that's a story in itself. I idolized you, but now I surpassed you, was what Roxanne Perez could say. And so
Yeah,
that's a moment right there. So that's one of the matches I'm looking forward to that right there.
I would have to say Liv Morgan.
Okay.
Preferably a heel, Liv Morgan. But when she comes back, obviously she's gonna be a face, because what's going on right now. I would say if Liv can be, watch me heel Liv and AJ Lee, two types of crazy there, man. You know what I'm saying? So, that would be the match I would like to see. And that could potentially be a Mania match.
Mm-hmm.
You know, uh, yeah, that's one I would like to see Liv and AJ.
Okay, I love it, man. Yeah, Liv, AJ. Of course, you already got Becky Lynch and AJ. Um, it's probably gonna get down to some type of match between her and Rhea. Something like
uh,
that.
that's gonna
You
be
Yeah,
know,
something, man.
yeah,
EO Sky. I
Io
mean,
Sky.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oscar. Kyrie Sane. I
Awesome.
mean,
Yeah,
it's endless,
yeah.
man. They got so many great women on the roster now. So, like I said, this is what just like I said, just like Punk kind of put it forward to where we have these type of matches and type of things are booked where it's booked now. AJ Lee did that for the women.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I mean, and that's what she was looking for. And now, by both of them have returned to WWE, they're surrounded by what they kind of had a hand in pushing forward,
Mm-hmm.
saying in the type of talent that is pushed for the most part,
Mm-hmm.
and what is showcased. And so they both had a hand in that in both divisions. So and now they both could do it, like I said, thrive in it the way it
Mm-hmm.
is now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, well said. Well said. Well, we want to know in the chat down here, what are you guys fantasy booking out there? Don't book yourself in a frenzy like me, but just what do you guys think is going to happen? And how did you feel about AJ Lee's return? I mean, it's gone viral since the moment it's happened. I mean, it's got a lot of views out there on YouTube, and it's one of the top biggest things that we're talking about this week. But another big thing that we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting down to the wire. John Cena just had his last SmackDown. I don't know if you heard me. This is that was the last time we'll see John Cena on a
Yeah,
SmackDown. And so it
yeah.
was
It's
an
gonna take that belt
emotional
from her.
farewell. It was an emotional farewell. We're going to turn it over to our resident John Cena fan here in just a little bit. But he had a chance to face Sami Zayn in an open challenge match, perfectly to cap off John Cena's career. John Cena ended up, as he said at the Clash in Paris, that because he's not able to have these matches with everybody, he's incorporating different moves into his repertoire to, I guess, celebrate the people that he's gone through around about the way. But I tell you, before I pass it over to you, Ron, what would have been great, and I wish it would have been able to happen, just like Kurt and John had their thing in the beginning of John's career, since that was the last SmackDown to have Kurt there. but things just don't. It would have been nice. It would have been nice. What you think about your boys send off there on SmackDown?
It was good. I wish they would have advertised it more because I didn't realize this would be his last SmackDown. So that's just big in itself. That's where he started from. You know what I'm saying? He's on SmackDown. Like I said, that debut with Kurt Angle came through. Oh, Kurt Angle, another one of my goats. I wish that would have been a great moment. But they did, kind of have a full circle moment with Sami Zayn. Because, Sami Zayn kind of came up to the main roster and fought John Cena in his open challenge for the U.S. title. And that was such a great match. Even though he put his arm out of place, they said, and they had to put it back in during that match. Sami Zayn did, that is. They said that an amazing match. And then they came back around. Sami Zayn wanted to do that for John. He said he opened the challenge for everybody, but, he gave John that first shot. And so we had another great match from John Cena. John Cena been on the roll lately with these matches. And so, and too bad I interrupted by, who, Brock Lesnar. But as far as sticking to the moment, like I said, John Cena's last, SmackDown, his last time in Chicago, that's such a big city for wrestling. It was great, man. They see had the Chicago Cubs gear on, the farewell tour gear on. Man, like I said, they don't put out the list of cities now that John Cena is going to be the last few stops John Cena has on his farewell tour. So it's coming down fast, man. I don't know if I'm ready yet. I don't know if I'm ready, bro. Being a huge John Cena fan, like I said, I got to get me one. I got these belts, but I need to get that John Cena farewell tour. I got to get one of them belts for off the tour. So I'm looking forward to that and to get one of those. But man, it's really coming to a close. I can't believe it right now. I know Cena's, soaking it all in, and he's trying to take every moment, trying to hold on to every moment. So I mean, I love seeing him try to do that. Especially what was the one he did? I think the one like after SummerSlam where he kind of took the mental picture of everything, and he didn't want his music played. He just wanted to hear the fans and stuff like that. Stuff like that is like, man. It's real, man. It's real to us. So, wrestler, you know what I'm talking about. But I don't know. I'm happy, but I just wasn't happy with Brock Lesnar stuff. But it's whatever.
Well, to add to that, so I was under the impression you're talking about the farewell tour, and I talked about being in the fourth quarter. I thought, and this could be still, I thought him and Brock was going to go at it for a couple of shows, but they're promoting it as one last time. If you read the captions on the social media, so if this is the one-off, then I'm like, well, we must got some really big things popping off then after this, because Brock Lesnar, I mean, say what you want about him, whatever, man. That man a top tier star. I mean, you only got to go up from him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what they're gonna do with that, man. But I would say, man, the fans were ready to doggone throw Sami Zayn out of the building.
Oh yeah, I mean, getting booed, bro.
Yeah, and to Sean's point earlier, like up north, man, for certain, like Chicago, New York, Philly, those type of crowds, man. There's some tough crowds, man. So when you win them over in the perspective of wrestling, you done really did something. You know what I'm saying? Sami Zayn is a beloved babyface, and this man almost got thrown out the building verbally. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And on top of that, man, that segment since Cena came out to that match ended, it was almost an hour. Mm-hmm. So and then you got Brock Lesnar coming out there, man. So man, yeah, man. And what Cena's doing in his matches, paying homage to some of his he did to go to sleep in the match. You know what I'm saying? So things like that, man. So, but I would like to see this. If we don't get a Kurt Angle and John Cena just like a face-to-face interview, whatever, if we don't get any of that, I think Cena should use some of Kurt's moves in this match against Brock, since that was one of Brock's best rivalries too, Kurt Angle. So maybe the ankle lock, things like that. I think that'd be a nice little tribute too.
Yeah, I mean, he did it in the match with Sami Zayn. He did ankle lock in the ankle slam in that match. Yeah. But like I said, he showed, and he did the Edge spear.
Mm-hmm, yeah. He did the motion. He did the motion with.
Yeah, he did the Edge spear. He posted a picture of Edge.
But and Michael Cole had to play it off. Michael Cole said that was a tribute to Roman Reigns.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, everybody know that
I
one.
mean, it could be like everybody do the spear, but you know the way he
You know,
did it,
we knew it was Edge, but I think because Edge is technically on contract with AEW and that whole deal, I guess that's why they went that route.
Well, I I don't understand that though, and that's not you. So I'm talking about them because they mentioned all kind of stuff lately about Ray. They mentioned stuff about the Big Show. They mentioned stuff about Jericho. They didn't mention all that stuff already, so I really don't know why. Yeah, so maybe okay. You want to talk about fantasy booking? This is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking now. And Sean, you appreciate this from a fantasy booking standpoint. All Out, and we'll get into this conversation later. But All Out is in a couple of weeks. In Canada, you got Edge and I'm gonna call him Edge and Christian, y'all. That's how I know him. I'm gonna call him Edge. I ain't calling him Cope. I'm gonna call him Edge and Christian. Okay, that's how I grew up knowing them. They're fighting FTR in Canada, and I've been seeing FTR talking about, ending your career and all this type of talk, at home and all this type of stuff. And the rumor has it that Edge's contract is up in October. Right? That's yeah. Well, I heard you say so. So if maybe he didn't say it, it's just me saying this now, because maybe down the line we're going to get Edge back in WWE to finish it off. I don't know that for sure. Obviously, I can't guarantee that.
That'd be so dope. Ooh.
But if Cena's cutting that emotional promo, and then you hear that, you think you know me, man. Come on,
man, bro.
Come on, bro. You talk about selling out Survivor Series. That match, that to me, just to me, that is Cena's number one rival. That's just my opinion. If I had to get your top 5, I can do that, but I'm gonna just stick with this. To me, Edge and Cena, they call themselves the old shoe, right? I think they call themselves the old shoe. That to me, that's Cena and that's Edge's number one rivalry. To me, everything they've been through, boy.
Hey, go Parsons. He doing his thing. But yeah, I was just watching Edge and Cena promo right before they did that last man standing match. I was just watching that the one they had on like a SmackDown, but I just one of my favorite promos of all time. The way they was going back and forth and how Edge just looked so defeated and just upset with John Cena. And,
like it has to end, John. It has to end, John.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Man, I might go back and watch it again. Like I said, that was just one of my favorite promos of all time with both of them. Like I said, yeah, classic rivalry, man. I would love. Like I said, I wish it would have been Edge instead of Brock at SummerSlam, but to come back. But I mean, it is what it is. Edge still on the contract, still doing great things at AEW, especially with Christian now. And so maybe we will see it. I don't want to get my hopes up too high, but
yeah.
That's one I'll be waiting for. That's what it'll end it off nice with that one. That's a great send off. That'll be a great last match. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, other than like, if it's not that, give me a new star you're going to put over for the next few years. Like I said, Obafemi. Bring up Obafemi and have him demolish John Cena and send him into his retirement and make Obafemi a big star on the main roster. That or the Edge be the last match. I mean, one of those two. That's what I said.
I think, to your point, I think Oba's going to be coming up soon because I don't know. I'm not saying Ricky Saint's going to beat him, but maybe man, that dude's he didn't got. I mean, that dude's getting too big for NXT, man. And I don't mean that to disrespect NXT. I don't. You know what I'm saying? NXT is a great brand, but man, like he doesn't. That's another one. He done ran through everybody. I mean, he done beat Moose, who ain't even a part of the roster.
For sure. Hey, the ruler.
I mean, you got to outgrow where you at because that's just development, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But John Cena got to make it past the beast incarnate in the form of Brock Lesnar. So before we talk about Edge and all this other stuff, he got to get past the beast, ladies and gentlemen, because the beast showed up in a powerful way. Just when you thought things were safe, ladies and gentlemen, just when you thought you can have your kids turn on and watch a good episode of Friday Night SmackDown, Brock Lesnar showed up, ladies and gentlemen, right when it was quiet. Everybody was chanting, and then you heard that guitar riff. And out comes Brock Lesnar. And the pop he got was insane, ladies and gentlemen. So
He took everybody out.
Your boy Cena got to pass the Beast first before we talk about Edge. Before we talk about any of this other stuff. He might not make it to see Obafemi at the WrestlePalooza. So
Hey,
we got Brock Lesnar and John Cena. Will Brock Lesnar turn that left right back down to Suplex City?
oh, he gonna do that. You know he's gonna do that. But here's my thing though. So see, that's another one. Cena and this is significant because when Brock Lesnar's second title reign, after he won, beat Kurt in 19 in 2003, he ended up fighting Cena at the Backlash next because he had put Cena out. He had him on crutches and everything. And this was Cena was doing those rap videos every week. So I'm coming to get you. He said some things. You know what I'm saying? Go back and watch it. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, I remember when he came back, to RC's point, leave Cena alone. Hey, I remember he came back after WrestleMania 28, bro. After WrestleMania 28, Cena was like, Rock, come on out. Let me shake your hand, whatever he was saying. And then that guitar riff happened. But I will remind you, ladies and gentlemen, Cena got beat down leading up to the match, and he got beat down in the match, but he won that match.
Yeah.
And he got his arm busted up too from the Kabbalah, but he won the match. You see? So Cena, now you can talk about SummerSlam 14 too, when he got Suplex City. You can talk about all that, but what I'm trying to say is, even though this is happening like this, I really don't know what's gonna happen. They say it's a one-off, but it's like, then what with Brock? But Brock, he's the beast. They built him always to go hunting. So he always comes out and select his victim randomly. Like he just comes out of nowhere and just select the victim. That's just how he does it. So he'll end one thing, and then the longest thing I've seen him done recently was with Cody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So
like I said,
that went for a while. They got 3 matches out of that. So will Cena survive? Yeah, ultimately I think he will. Will he get some bumps and bruises? Oh yeah. Brock looked like he's been lifting cows since 2 years ago.
Since 2 years ago.
Hey, if you ever see George Foreman train, he just put the cow on his back. That Brock was doing that.
Well, Brock's still on that farm now. He doing lifting hay and everything. That's a different kind of strong, boy. That's country strong right there.
Yeah, country strong.
Brock gonna do his thing. Like I said, like we always say, Brock stay fresh. He take all this time off. He got time to rest. Yeah, he train and all kind of stuff. He good.
Yeah.
But we'll see where it goes. Like I said, Cena, I was up to a fight. Like, so he gonna give it his all, like he been doing the last few matches. So I'm ready to see how it go with Brock. But it's just like, what will Brock do after that? I feel like he won't come back till Royal Rumble time or WrestleMania season.
Right.
Because he don't have to really be on screen that much. He's an attraction type of wrestler at this moment, and so he will come back just whenever he wants to. So, but as far as who's gonna win this match, it really could go either way.
Well, let me throw this at you then. Let me ask this question, RC, as someone who knows Cena's career. Okay, if Cena wins this match, we can say because it won't really affect Brock, we can get on down the road. Yeah. But what if Cena loses this match?
Well, I feel like he'll be off for a little while. Trying to look at I need to look back at his dates, but in the next showing might be what he arrives in Perth or something like that.
Because you got about 20 days or something. That's September 20th, and I think Perth is October 11th. And I think he got a couple of Raw appearances in there. So,
so he might just take some couple weeks off if he does lose, and then like I said, build up to Perth, and because they like I said, advertising him heavy for Perth, so he's definitely gonna be there. So, yeah, I feel like, but like I said, he can win or lose. It really don't affect neither one of them. Like I said, both of them gonna take a little time off either way. Either way, somebody taking time off.
Yeah,
but it's just an exciting match to see, and I pull it for John Cena. I mean, of course, but if he lose, he lose. I mean, he's Brock Lesnar. I mean, the way he lost, and like I said, I always think about that SummerSlam. I was always come up to my mind him and fighting Brock Lesnar. I could erase all the other matches he had with Brock Lesnar because he had a bunch of them. But that 2014 SummerSlam, man, John Cena took a beating, bro.
He sure did.
But like you said, Lonnie, he took a beating that was it that backlash?
Extreme rules. It was
Extreme rules. Yeah,
they called it a backlash too, but that was extreme rules, and when he hit him with that chain, and then he didn't hit it with the attitude adjustment.
Yeah. So he had to go through a lot in that match, and that was like I said, extreme rules. They had weapons. They did stuff on the stairs. Like I said, the chain had all kind of things going on. Like you don't need weapons fighting Brock Lesnar. You might need weapons to fight him, but you don't want to give Brock Lesnar no access to no weapons. That man is a weapon himself. And
he don't need them. He don't even need them, bro.
Right, but he survived. John Cena survived that one, and so with a W. So we're gonna see how it goes after this one. Like I said, I don't know. They can always add another stipulation to this. But not that they need to, but like I said, we'll see what happens. And somebody might come out after the match. I feel like this match might main event the show.
It could.
I feel like John Cena and Brock Lesnar will main event the show.
There's no world title stuff going on that night, right?
So
far.
No. Because Seth will be in the tag match, and Cody just not going to be there. Because I think Drew is fighting Randy Orton, most likely.
He's fighting Orton this Friday.
Yeah, they fighting Orton on SmackDown, which could be. Okay. Well, that could be, but see, that could be something that leads to another match for them, because I don't think, because essentially, I mean, they could do it where it'd be like a week, and then I see you at WrestlePalooza and things like that. They could do that, and probably I don't know Cody's schedule with the new baby, Street Fighter, all types of things. I'm sure they probably want him on the first ESPN ever show. So whether that's him having a match or him doing a run in. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they would like to have him here. Business-wise, it'll make sense because you're your top champion there. But at the same time, you got a lot going on. You got Brock coming back, having his first match after a couple of years. You got AJ Lee coming back, I know we're talking like, we know it's going to happen. They ain't announced it, but you know it's going to happen. She's going to have her match, and possibly the Usos reuniting. So that's 3 big things right there. So, I mean.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Still don't trump the champ, so
Yeah,
champ, so.
It don't. But I mean, that's enough attraction to see AJ Lee's first match back, Cena and Brock, like he said, Usos reunion. I mean, I'm hyped up just off of that. I mean, I don't know if I pay $30 still, but
yeah, I mean,
I don't know, but we're gonna see.
Cody may come back because they got the match on SmackDown.
Yeah,
between they just did 2 separate vignettes. Orton and Drew McIntyre. They did their thing. So we got that match happening on SmackDown. We also have Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill having a title match this next Friday on SmackDown. And one of the things I wanted to talk about that you guys may have already touched on it, Crump, but I just wanted to highlight the possible tension in a seed being planted with the Street Profits. Like it slipped my mind because we didn't talk about this on the recap. It slipped my mind, but they had a little tension in that match.
Yeah.
Are we seeing the end of the Street Profits?
It's really, we could be, but it's kind of coming out of nowhere. I don't know. Maybe they've been building up. I just haven't seen this is the first time I'm seeing of a real tension between them with this match because I guess they keep losing. I mean, they just had the titles. I mean, you're not going to win every match. So I don't see it's a big reason to break up like that. But I mean, as we say on the show a lot, we want to see Montez be on his own. And I still feel like Dawkins, even though he don't get as much love as Montez, I feel like he can still do something on his own with B-Fab or by himself. It's something I kind of want them to do, but I haven't seen nothing beyond this or a real good reason for them to split up. That's why I was saying just like draft them to different shows or something like that. Do it that type of way. Especially if you do a draft, they're on ESPN now, and so they can still do another draft. But if you do it now like this, as them, having a back and forth and like tension between them or having a fight. I need to see a little bit more. Not just we lost this match and we looking at each other crazy after the match. I mean, we lost. What you want me to do? I mean, I was fighting 5 people. I mean, he was fighting 5 people, 5 against 2 pretty much. And so it's like, I mean, ain't like there's no weak team you fighting, really. You got 5 people against 2. If be mad at anybody, be mad at the Y6 or the rest of the tag teams for not coming out to help when we all trying to get the Y6 titles off of the Y6. And so, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but if it's a singles push for either one of them or both of them, if they split up, I ain't gonna be mad at it because, like I said, that's what we were speaking on. And like I said, Montez has been having those vignettes on his social media. Kind of build it up to this in his own way. But like I said, I just don't know if that was going, if creative was going to translate that to TV. So that's all my thing about it. So,
but I mean, I hear you. Well said. But we can't have our cake and eat it too. We want Montez to get his push because let's be honest, every duo, there's always a main star, right?
Yeah.
That's just how nature works. We wish Dawkins the best, but come on paper, who you picking? I'm picking Montez over Dawkins in a dark alley, a dark night. Last dollar in my pocket, I'm picking Montez.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
He's like a star. He looks like a star.
Right. So, and you said it's kind of random, but I mean, really, is it really? Because every promo they've had up until this point, they won the tag team titles back, but they always said it's either win or bust. It's always some type of language like that. After a while, you're gonna start looking at each other like they just did. Like, bro, what we gonna do here, right? What we gonna do here? Are we gonna continue to ride this wave? We got to go our separate ways. No love lost. But I mean, the tension, I was surprised because I went back and looked at it. I was like, wait a minute, because Montez wanted to be tagged in, he like forced that tag and then Dawkins forced his tag. So, I think the seeds are being planted.
I would say, I saw that too. Even after they lost, Dawkins was kind of walking over. They kind of made eye contact and they was walking towards each other. I would say Dawkins a little bit more forcefully than Montez, and then B-Fab kind of intervened in the middle, and then I go back to the start of the match where this is why I know they are playing season. This is how you know it's like a trust thing too. At the beginning of that match, Dawkins didn't even look at him. He just did this. He just pointed back, like, I'm starting. You know what I'm saying? Like, so now, to me, that's saying I don't have confidence in my partner. If I don't take control, you know what I'm saying? I don't have confidence in my partner. So if we're going to win, I got to be the one to do this, right? I think that's good for Dawkins, though, because you got to, if they do split, I do think Montez will get the heavier push. And Dawkins have to do something. Dawkins run people over. I think he ran over, what's the guy's name from the Wyatts in that match? I can't get his name.
He ran him over to the
next to Loomis.
Yeah, no, the other guy. Can't think of his name right now. But
I don't really know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So and then he got into it with I can't think of none of the names right now. My good, Eric Rowan. He got into it and said, "I'll run you over too." You know what I'm saying? And then that's kind of things. Then Montez came flying out of there. So I'm like, Dawkins. Even if they're going to go this route, which it seems like they are, Dawkins has to raise his stock in this regards now. So him doing things like that. Because the worst thing in my opinion, the worst thing to do for you, to somebody who wants to push yourself and get your credibility and your brand up, you don't want to be forgotten about. Now, we've seen this on both sides, right? We've seen this on both sides. We've seen it happen with the Rockers and the Hart Foundation, where it was like, Brett and Sean became the stars out of it, right? We've seen that happen before. But then we've seen and this is a little different. I get it, but at the same time, they were a team still. They were a fraction. There was a faction, but still a team. I look at somebody like the Shield, right? I look at them, and at one point, I could be at one point, wasn't all them champions? Like Moxley was AEW, and Roman, of course, had the 4-year run, and Seth was, you know what I'm saying? So things like that, you split them up, and then even though there were tag teams in a fraction in that, there still was a tag team there, and things work out.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked out for everybody. Even Mox, who left the company, is at the top of the game. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on. I guess it depends on what you get, and then what you do with it, right? Because hey, here it is. Let's see what you do with it. I remember. Me and my wife used to watch Total Divas, right? And I remember specifically one episode because they would show some of the backstage stuff. Natty specifically, I think they really pretty much told her, "Hey, you need to go out here with this match. And you need to get a reaction. If you don't get a reaction, you're not going to get elevated." And she did get a reaction in that particular match. I think shortly after I think she won the title. My only thing is about it is that, but if they're going to stay a tag team, though, the only thing I would say right now, go back to your old music.
Yeah.
I
feel like they need to go to Raw if they're gonna stay a tag team. Go to Raw. Raw ain't doing nothing over there.
Yeah, they need a light. They need a light switch put on there. Yeah. I'm not saying they're gonna. I'm not saying bring the red cups back, but go back to your old music at least. Because if nothing else, when you go through that crowd and you go through and get the crowd hype, like you walk, I used to go walk through the crowd, things like that. Yeah. If nothing else, they get you hype for your match, and you get a payoff for it. Because we know they can go as a team, and Montez, I believe, is the better star. But I don't know what they're gonna do, man. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, what you guys think about that in the chat? You guys think that this is the end of the Street Profits, or they just hit a bumpy road in the whole profit of things? Y'all didn't get it. All right.
Really? Yeah, we got it. We got it.
I'm here all day, ladies and gentlemen. Here all day. So
okay. Take a time off, baby.
Let's move on. But I want to talk about one day. You brought up something, the historian, about the Shield. One day it would be a good topic to talk about. Yeah, they all got accolades and everything, but who is the bona fide guy out of that group? Like, who's the most valuable person out of that group? I got my pick, but
don't do that. Don't do that.
What do you mean?
Don't do that.
What do you mean?
Because you know you're gonna say Roman. I mean, we all know you're gonna say Roman Reigns. Come on now.
Yeah. And then he just had a surprise face, RC.
They are all 6-time world champions. So
that's
I mean,
fine.
come on.
That's fine.
All of them.
That's fine. You got 6-time champions in a lot of different worlds, man. Like the Cowboys and the Patriots, they almost got the same rings, but nobody remember the Cowboys right now. They remember the Patriots.
Don't do that, Tony. Where you at?
He in there. He said something about the Green Bay Lions game at Parsons.
Yeah, they all got the accolades, but there's still always just that one guy. I mean, it's just that one guy. But maybe on another episode, we'll see. I got my pick. I don't know why these guys said Roman. I mean, I was gonna say the tribal chief, but nonetheless.
Yeah, Roman. All right.
So let's get on to it, man.
Silly.
So we got WrestlePalooza coming up. We got AEW All In.
All out.
See, it got too much going on out here. It's all gonna slash together. But word on the street, ladies and gentlemen, is that this may be a Monday Night Wars Part 2. This may be, some people are in the camp saying that WWE is counter targeting and trying to put their things in the same time as AEW, and then AEW is moving their time slots up, and it's a lot of things going on. So we're gonna unpack that all right now. We're gonna talk about it. What do you guys think is going on, dude? Is this forming into a Monday Night Wars 2.0?
I wouldn't say so, because they're not on the same night all the time. I mean, they do this every now and again, and this is All Out was there first, and then they just pulled out WrestlePalooza out of nowhere. So this is just WWE showing that they are taking AEW serious. You know, they continue to say they're not, but they are. Because why would you do this? Just like they pulling the thing with John Cena in December, they probably do the same thing for John Cena's last match. And so, and that's why AEW said we cool, man. We're gonna change our time. We're gonna just so everybody can watch everything. And they put an earlier time, that way you watching wrestling all day, because you know that All Out gonna be about 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, so I mean, they might need to do it earlier time, because I mean, you're gonna be on till 2:00.
Yeah, so that's gonna be you be watching that all the way up to WrestlePalooza if you watch it both. So yeah, I don't see it as a Monday Night Wars. I mean, they've been going back and forth since AEW started for real, and so it ain't like this is anything new really to me.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Highlights, because you may know this more than I do. AEW doesn't have a show. They call it pay-per-views over there. So they don't have one every month until up until the last part of the year, right?
Yeah, it's not every month. They have less pay-per-views than WWE has. Any other type of show is like a specialized Dynamite or something like that. But yeah, they have less pay-per-view shows than WWE. Yeah.
But if the research I did, then they have something for the rest of the year. Is that usually the thing? Because I feel sometimes they wait a couple of months in between. So they have All Out coming September 20th, Wrestle Dream October 18th, which is the week after Perth. Full Gear November 22nd in November, and then World's End December 27th.
Yeah, those are normal pay-per-views that they usually have.
Okay. So
yeah.
So this is what I'm saying then. Now, last year World's End. Now, to your point, I don't think it's. I understand the question of Monday Night Wars, because the Monday Night Wars were weekly, but we're starting to see a little bit more. This a little bit more, whether it's NXT or WWE main roster going up against them date wise. Now, last year at World's End, it was in Orlando, and it's a nighttime show. But WWE had a SmackDown house show right across town in the same city, around the same time.
Yeah.
You know, so I think, I see it as this. Like right now, you got like 4 or 5 games on for NFL right now.
Yeah.
You know, same thing happened with basketball and probably baseball. All the things on. That's how I look at it. Now, I will say, the only thing about AEW moving the time up, they may lose viewership, and this is the only reason I say this, because, and I heard this on Busted Open. That's a good point I want to bring up. A lot of people are still doing a lot of things, errands during the daytime, early Saturday. So they come home at night, then they be like, okay, you know, this, that, and the other, and not to mention, for people who watch wrestling, football, all these different things, you know, college football is back on. So if you got an early good game, so it's a gamble there. But who's going to watch it? That's his point blank. Yeah. So on either end. And to your point, with All Out being what, probably 6 hours.
Yeah.
You know, because right now what they got Edge Christian against FTR. They got, I think, MVP's coming back in the ring to fight with the Hurt Syndicate against Ricochet and his boys. Yeah. I think Ricochet's on there. Tony's got a fatal 4-way, I believe I just had, and I think Darby's fighting and Moxley, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know that's what you have so far. So I mean, but then you try to come with somebody, but then when you come up against, you're gonna watch what you want to watch. You're coming up against the first ever ESPN PLE. You know, this is a whole lot of things. Then we talk about, I think they're both doing things. RC, you said WWE taking AEW serious, but at the same time, AEW saying now, oh, we go to Max and charge you $30 for our show now too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think they're both kind of seeing things now in the landscape. But ultimately, excuse me, I think it's just to grow the business. I don't think nobody's trying to put somebody out of business. But I think it's like, hey, we're gonna make you step your game up. you know, and that type of thing. I think it's all about the business in that regard, personally. So Monday Night War, maybe not so, because remember the biggest thing about the Monday Night Wars, other than the click, you really didn't see a lot of WCW guys hanging around WWF guys.
Yeah.
And if they did switch locker rooms, it was a little resentment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's that serious, because somebody was really trying to put somebody out of business back then. You know what I'm saying? They kept saying it. But the wrestlers are more cool now. I mean, you see some of those stars. I remember Bailey, Naomi, and I think Tamina went to Sasha's Mercedes debut in AEW.
Yeah.
Signed under WWE.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I think it's a win. I don't know, you know, but I also think it's smart business too. You know when to do these things. Like AEW, they always move Collision when it's a WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So things like that. That's just my take on it, though.
Yeah, and also you got to think about who's going to All Out Live. Then they change the time, and so you got to change your plans a little bit because you know you got stuff planned before you go into the show, and so now you got to kind of do something different.
Yeah,
because you know us going to live shows and stuff like that, we was planning, hey, we're gonna go eat here, or we're gonna visit this access store or somewhere else in the city, and then leading up to the show.
Or tailgating.
So we got a comment here. They said, "Shine bright for you." Says the only way it will become a Monday Night War is if when TNA inks their TV deal and broadcast on Wednesdays, which I think could be a possibility soon. You know, and I hear that, but this is what my response to that. I don't. This is not a Monday Night Wars, primarily because of what you guys both just said. WCW made it known that we're going to go head to head with your broadcast every Monday and may the best person win. So they're only doing this seems to be around PLEs or pay-per-views. You know, it doesn't seem like they're doing this on a week-to-week basis. I mean, I know they did the NXT lineup against the one of the Dynamite shows, but I don't see that happening like every week. You know what I mean? And I will
or
also
every month, not
or
even
every
every
month.
month.
Yeah. So I don't think that it's a Monday Night Wars per se. I do think both brands are taking themselves seriously, but I think this is more of a TKO deal at the end of the day. This is more of TKO capturing market share however they can capture it, because I mean, let's be honest, your boys at TKO got more relationships with everybody on every platform. Then you know what I'm saying? They got deals with everybody. You know what I'm saying? UFC is seeing the same thing happen with them. You know, and so at the end of the day, those boys at TKO play. They're playing a different ball game. It's kind of like I heard this analogy on Busted Open, and I know Eric Bischoff. I liked it. The analogy was it's almost like when two billionaires get a divorce, but the billionaire ended up getting the better lawyers, the better this, the better that. And that's kind of like what we're seeing right now. You know what I'm saying? This is the battle. People that's already got a whole lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And they can do what they want to do. Like this pay-per-view just sprung up out of nowhere. Which I was like, I mean, what we're gonna wait till Survivor Series? And then with John Cena, yeah, you're gonna want to broadcast John Cena last thing in front of the masses. You know what I'm saying? This is the last go round. So you want as many people to see that as possible. But I don't think this is as vindictive as it was with the Monday Night Wars. I mean, Eric Bischoff was coming for people's jobs. This guy was trying to, you know what I mean?
Oh.
And and another thing that stood out to me about the Monday Night Wars, you have 4 things or 5 things that took place. You had, the live Nitro versus the tape Raw. You had top talent acquisitions. You had the big NWO angle. You had primetime strategy and branding and marketing. And so I don't see a lot of that going on right now when it comes to AEW versus WWE, because you don't really have that top talent acquisition that's going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm seeing them on either broadcast. You know what I mean? And then you don't have taping versus tape. You don't have that. You know what I mean?
I would say too. So this is the way the companies are. Their identity, shall I say, is nothing really nothing new if you really dig into the history of wrestling. even if you go all the way back to the NWA, WWF days, one might say NWA had the better wrestling, but WWE was always thinking more global, like not just wrestling, more than wrestling. One can say AEW does have probably the better wrestling consistently as far as the things they do. But it's again, thinking globally, the mindset and the focus is going to be different, right? AEW now is like going more, they're doing their things internationally too, which is good for them. It's good for the business going to Australia. They already promoting stuff for Australia already in February. They already coming back to Wembley Stadium next year for All In. So things like that they are doing. They tapping into that market, the territories and things of that nature. So it's really nothing new because back in the day, like I said, NWA was more focused on wrestling. You would have Ric Flair fighting somebody for an hour on multiple nights, sometimes multiple days, But the only person who would probably get like hour matches on WWE was like main roster, like the top guys. You know what I'm saying? Like the main events, they probably get the hours. Everybody else probably get like 15 minutes, maybe, And that's how it was. Now you will see kind of similar now with you probably get about 5 AEW matches that's like 40 minutes plus on a show. That's just how they do their thing, And I'll be honest with you, they do deliver on those matches. And I think it's pretty good because sometimes following somebody is a hard thing to do in the business.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we can all talk about Shawn Michaels and Undertaker at WrestleMania 25. That sucks. Sorry, Shawn, I know your boy followed that. But that sucked. That sucked that killed the rest of the night. Like nothing, that was the end of the show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then RC, I get one for you too, bro. When AJ fought, I think AJ Styles and Cena was like the 4th match of that SummerSlam. I want to say, bro, nothing else followed that night. Nothing. I think that was the night that's the same night Brock main evented with Orton, I believe.
Yeah.
And bro,
that was one of the best.
Hey,
but both of their matches, like that one and the one at Royal Rumble was like,
yeah. They wised up then. That Royal Rumble was a main event match, but what I'm saying is, so I think they're just using their identities and to do what works for them. Like, yeah, WWE has like a 70+ year head start, obviously. But AEW for such a young company, I think they're doing good. It's keeping everybody intrigued. It's keeping us talking, people like us who are fans, it's keeping us talking about them weekly. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, on the plus side of it, the biggest difference to me is that although they won't say it like that now, he was trying to put him out of business. You were trying to bring the company down. I think everybody now is trying to force everybody to step up. Look at TNA now stepping up. Recently had the largest gate in a while. They finding their place in there. You know what I'm saying? So all these different things are going on now. I think the goal is to elevate the business in general. They probably just ain't gonna come out and say that though. That's just my take on it.
Yeah. I was gonna come out and say what they mean, but us that have been watching this and paying attention to the backstage stuff or what's going on, how the business is working. Yeah, we see what's going on. And like we see by your movements. How like you ain't gotta say it. We see by what you're doing and how you moving. We see what's going on. And so yeah, it's great for the business. The fans went out either way. All those fans went out either way, just like we did back in the Monday Night Wars. Because we probably watched both shows. You could choose a show, or you could be tribal, have your tribalism, or whatever it is like that. Or I'm a WCW guy, I'm a WWF guy, or I'm AEW, I'm a WWE guy, or girl. But either way, you winning. Especially other shows that you might watch that other companies that's out there. You got a lot to choose from now. So much more to choose from in this day and age. So it's all about what you want to watch. And yeah, WWE gonna get a big spotlight because they're gonna always be the biggest company for the most part. If you're going for AEW, you're going for a certain reason. You just like their top style of wrestling. But as far as the glitz and glamour and celebrity and all this other stuff, WWE just gonna have that in the bag, because they're gonna always have celebrities and everything else there, and the big arenas on every show, and that's the thing me and Professor was talking about, last episode. How do you look at AEW's being in these smaller venues? How does that look for them? To me, it doesn't look too bad, but like I said, we rather see a sold out smaller venue rather than a 2,000, 3,000 people in there in a 10,000 person arena. You know what I'm saying? And plus all these other shows that are looking, kind of specific for those shows, because a lot of people say WWE shows all look the same. But then now they start to do different sets and stuff like that, which I love, because I love the Clash of Paris set, and the SummerSlam set was good also. And so that's why I was hoping they incorporate more customized sets, so it be customized towards that certain show, and so it'll look better for us. But like I said, the AEW shows, they're looking unique, and like I said, the crowd is rowdy, the crowd is hype, and I love a hype crowd. That will make the show better for me. Know that the crowd is into it. Maybe it might be the best card, but the crowd will elevate whatever the card is.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's see where AEW goes. Let's see what Sean talking about.
He said, to be honest, I guess that's AAA PLEs on YouTube have been better than most of the main roster PLEs this year.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair too. Again, shout out to your point, Dan. That's a good comment too, because again, it's elevating everybody. Even though, another thing about it, WWE superstars are getting a chance to go work these shows. Even though I know they acquired them, but that's another thing that's just stretching it out further. So yeah, get that time, that style of wrestling over there. Yeah, man, it's really elevating, man. Like, again, we said this probably about a year ago. Everybody's not going to want to go to WWE. Everybody's not going to want to go to AEW. Everybody's not going to want to go to New Japan. They might just want to go to TNA. Or they might just want to stay on the indie scene. You know what I'm saying? It's just because now in the indie scene, you're making money. A lot more.
Yeah.
I mean, Macadona is like he in a given week, he can probably wrestle like 6 different shows.
Yeah. But he definitely wants to come back to WWE though.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. He's going to get a call. You in the Rumble.
Yeah, he wants something.
Yeah.
I mean, his wife is there, so I see why his wife is there. But, other than he want to get his shot at WWE, he feel like he's more ready now. But
yeah, and I mean, it's kind of like that boyhood dream. You know what I mean? Everybody had that dream of being amongst those lights and having that moment that they saw when they were a child. And primarily, a lot of those moments happen to be on a WWE program. So they want some moment similar to that, right? So you can't fault people for wanting to be a part of it. Now, I see it like this, that it's good for business. No point intended. It's best for business this way.
All right.
But, I mean, it's not as in your face like it was back in the day. Like, these guys was trying to, like, you hear those stories like Vince and them boys, they was this close to shutting the doors. You know what I mean? Didn't know where to go. So I don't think it's going to be like that. But people are starting to take AEW a lot more seriously. To your point about the smaller arenas, I think that was just a smarter thing to do because the truth is in the pudding. It's no sense in packing out or trying to pack out 50,000 arenas when you really only got like 4,500. You got that. You don't have that mass majority of people that's going to come to that show. So I mean, and then that's bad business because now you got empty seats and you got to pay for those seats. You know what I mean? Might as well get something where you're going to recruit the whole revenue from. I mean, there's a lot of stats and stuff we can get into later, comparing the two numbers with different projections about business sense. But man, I think this is best for business. And I mean, hey, AEW is doing a great job being 5 years. I think they're a 5-year company, doing a really great job. So I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with either picture.
Yeah, and they still pack out the pay-per-views too. So in those big arenas.
I think too. That's a very business strategic move though, because not to say they can't sell out in place, but they do go to hot territories when they do that. Like we know the international crowd loves wrestling. We know Texas is a big wrestling hub. You know what I'm saying? So it's wise, it's smart to go to those places and pack, get your 40, 50, 60,000 people in a venue, because we know those are hot markets for wrestling, for professional wrestling. So, and then especially when your first time there, for people who want to see AEW live and things of that nature. So yeah. So it's a lot of different things, man. But yeah, it's all good, man. And at the end of the day, as the fans, like I said, we get to see it. So at the end of the day, that's what works. I think Tony Khan said something in the O2 Arena. I guess it was like one of the biggest gates. And I remember WWE was there a couple years ago for Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, what the case may be, but if we talk about, think about this though. And another part I want to add is, before we wrap this part up, AEW was doing their residency in the 2300 building in Philly. NXT was just there too.
Right. But AEW is making it look more like ECW Arena. That's what they're doing. Mm-hmm. A lot of people kind of thinking like, oh, it looks kind of small town, but I mean the crowd is there. The room is packed.
Yeah, so it's a history, man.
Yeah, and they want to do that. They want to show love to people like Taz, who they have in commentary, and show him that love. Give him his flowers during this time that they're there.
Yeah.
So because when NXT was there, they gave love to those guys. They had Bubba Ray there, a whole bunch of people there to show love for that. So AEW is doing it in their way. They have Taz, and so I think they have what's his name? I always forget his name. He always used to fight RVD all the time. But yeah, he's there at AEW also, so he has some memories there. So they both doing it in their own way, but like I say, it's tribalism, man. Like I say, everybody, gonna say this guy, they whatever they can for their best brand, for their favorite brand. So
yeah,
they just talk on
like what they like at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But, Sean says he didn't start watching AAA until they partnered with WWE. Me and you both, brother.
Yeah,
you both. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to pay attention to more stuff outside of WWE or stuff like that. But I mean, it's a lot of wrestling to watch. So, like I said, we got options, man. We got options. So many options out there.
Got options, and at the rate we're going with screaming, I foresee WWE getting on more, spreading their stuff out over more platforms. We could just expect that, with everybody. They're probably gonna put their stuff on all kind of platforms to gather more eyes to the product, especially newer viewers that probably would never watch a WWE or a AEW. We want to know in the comment section, what do you guys think? Are we approaching a Monday Night Wars 2.0 for this generation? I don't know. It would be kind of interesting to see. If this was, just for giggles' sake, just for entertainment, if this was a Monday Night War scenario, who's winning?
Man, WWE, and this is why. Not to say AEW is
biased.
No, I'm like I said on the show, I am a pro WWE guy, but I enjoy wrestling in general. But this is my reasoning for it. And you can look at a lot of different platforms and see this. Whether WWE does, this is my opinion, whether WWE does well or they don't. What are we gonna talk about? Primarily. Whether it was a good show, look, whether it was think about that. What was that weekend where All In was? You had All In, you had Saturday Night's Main Event, you had Evolution.
Yep. Evolution was a good pay-per-view too.
Yeah. But yeah, All In was great from what I gather. But we talked mostly about that Rhea Io match and Naomi cashing in.
I mean, a lot of us do, yeah.
Yeah, So what I'm saying is that match, all that. So whether that's my thing, and if you can call it passion, you can call it what have you, but either way, man, that's gonna be the primary conversation. Not to say we're not going to talk about TNA or AEW or New Japan, but that is the primary thing that's gonna be talking about. Whether we liked it or we didn't, that's gonna be the primary thing.
Right.
That's just my only thing. That's not knocking down AEW. That's just how it is right now.
Yeah, but AEW is definitely needed because, like, in those years before AEW, a few years before AEW existed, came around 2019, people was just like kind of down on WWE, like, and we're gonna still talk about it because that's the only thing we pretty much had for the most part. But we still watch it and talk bad or good about it. And now that AEW's here, a lot of people went over there at the time when it first came around, the first couple of years or whatever. But slowly and surely, just like Triple H said, it's a marathon. And they got better after a while. Since AEW came around, like I said, you need that competition to be better.
Mm-hmm.
And whether they take AEW serious or not, which I'm pretty sure I feel like they do, it's still making them better, trying to get better because they know AEW has great talent and they have great matches. And so they're doing what they got to do to combat that.
Mm-hmm. One, I guess my thing is now, man, this has been let's see how the last quarter goes, because we have, like I said, we have more AEW pay-per-views coming up. We have Cena's, fourth quarter of his retirement. We got all these different things, and then like me and Sean mentioned, I think on one of the shows recently, we both kind of see this as a transition period for WWE going into this period, like SummerSlam leads to a Survivor Series type of thing now. So now that we got some of the transition starting, man, it's so much to go. And then the returns and all this, man, there's so much to see, man. So, yeah, it's going to be good, man. It's going to be good.
So
Booker T says it's going to be good.
Who winning, Crump? AEW, WWE?
Oh, that's WWE. Just like we got Sean for you saying in the comments, because WWE is and will always be the standard blueprint, and because that's what we have for the longest. I mean, WWE has been going against everybody, and they come out on top because they're just the top brand. And like I said, when you think of wrestling, people are gonna say WWE. They're gonna think WWE. That's the brand they're gonna think about.
I see you, Sean.
Yeah, and that's interesting you say that because on Busted Open they were saying like David LaGreca and this other guy was trying to put out something wrestling wise, and then the people that the network that they went to, they was like, "Oh, you talking about like WWE, something similar to that?"
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what people know.
Yeah,
especially non-wrestling fans. That's what they're gonna think about.
Yeah, yeah.
I heard somebody saying that it's not a huge wrestling fan. They saw AEW stuff in the airport, but they thought it was WWE.
No, dang.
So, but because they don't know what that is, they don't know AEW like that.
Right.
Like I said, it's a great brand, but like I said, if you just don't know or you're not in it with wrestling like that, you know what wrestling is, you're gonna think, hey, WWE, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, it's just a mainstay brand.
Yeah.
Good content or bad content. That's just what people know.
Yeah.
We
could do a whole show just on that. I'm sorry, we could just do a whole show on that in general, like the difference between them right now. And that's not to say about tribalism, but you can just talk about this. If you just kind of understand from a fan's perspective, different things, we can do a whole show on that in general because there are similarities, I say, which is probably why I think Eric Bischoff always say what he says. But with AEW and FCW in a sense, but I think one of the things that kind of get you AEW WWE, we have a lot of things we still haven't seen, even with all the stacked roster. Like with AEW, sometimes they might, one may feel AEW they run through some of their things too quickly, some of their robberies, right? And then you got to kind of come up with, well, who's next, type of thing. Sometimes, but at the same time, that can happen at WWE too. But again, like I'm waiting to see Cody and Punk right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting to see that match. That's a match I want to see. In AEW, I'm happy to see Darby Allin and Mox right now. I think that's pretty good. But I would like to see Will Ospreay against Bobby. I would like to see Will Ospreay against Shelton. I would like to see Will Ospreay again against Kenny Omega. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see these things, but of course, Will's probably out for a while now. So, and Kenny might be out too. So, things like that. I want to see those things too down the line. So that's the thing we can still look forward to too. These robberies we want to see. So yeah, it's all good, man.
I hope one day we get either AEW, I'm talking not just like a random guy. I'm talking about like some big star from AEW invade WWE and vice versa. That's good for television. I'm hoping one day.
You talking about Forbidden Door? Yeah.
I mean, that's That's the only forbidden door that's really existing right now. Like for somebody WWE to come over to AEW or like I said, vice versa, because AEW done pretty much AEW done pretty much took the big talent from everywhere else.
Can you imagine Seth Rollins show up on a AEW broadcast and challenge Will Ospreay or something?
Oh, boy.
Bo, that's a match I want to see, Bo. Oh man, that's a match I want to see. You know what? That's what we should do. We should fantasy book our AEW versus WWE show one day, and just curse and just do it like that. Like now, that have to be like a 2-day event.
Oh yeah. Sean said he doubted, but I mean, hey, you never know.
You never know
what happened. What happened, Bo?
Never know.
You never know.
What million dollar man said? What didn't he say? Money talk? No, that probably went.
Everybody got a price.
Everybody got a price. Everybody got a price, bro.
Hey.
But that'd be a serious negotiation tactic, boy. You be in the room like, all right, so we going over here. No, we going over here. This is why, and that'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
That would be crazy. That'd be bananas. Those fans in AEW, their head probably explode.
Yeah.
And I mean, let's say Will Ospreay show up on WWE program and our Moxley comes back. You know that's gonna be a huge pop.
Yeah, if he comes back, if Mox comes back, yeah, that'd be very interesting because at that point, ain't nobody for him to fight but Roman and Seth, because he done elevated himself. He done elevated himself to that level, you know. So like right in, you know, if that right in, that's who he'll fight. But you know, hey, we'll see. So much to look forward to, though.
So much to look forward to. We want to know in the comment section, what do you guys think? Go ahead and fantasy book that. You know, will we ever see a Forbidden Door type situation? And if this was a Monday Night Wars situation, who you guys got winning? This has been a wonderful show, fellas. Let's do the final thoughts. Final thoughts.
Man, I just want to give a shout out to Crump. Recently, I came home for a visit, man, and Crump was checking in on me the whole time, make sure we was good, getting back down the road. So that's my champion's moment.
All right.
Gotta make sure the fam okay, bro. Gotta make sure the fam okay.
Yeah.
We had a great time when he came down, bro. He had a great time.
Yeah.
As far as wrestling goes, I mean, I'm looking forward to both shows. We were talking about building up to WrestlePalooza and All Out, so I'm looking forward to both shows. It'll be a long wrestling day, but I'll be here for it. And like I said, AJ Lee coming back, definitely a surprise for everybody. I know, like I said, it was a kind of out there rumor, like not the kind of people kind of knew, but until we heard that music hit, we didn't know for real. And so, what a moment that was. So from what I'm hearing, they said they got some more returns coming up. So, hey, we gotta through the end of the fall to the end of the year to come. So it's gonna be a lot to happen. And I'm ready for it all, man.
Hold on. Wait a minute. You talking about? I sent something to our text group. I don't know if y'all saw that video where Jericho responded with all that.
Oh yeah. I saw it. Yeah. He gonna downplay it a little bit.
Hold on. This is the last thing I'll say about it for this particular show. Ladies and gentlemen, John Cena said something. I don't know what platform he said, but he just said we still got a lot of good things coming to y'all. So just stay tuned. So, like I said, if he got Brock in September and he's retiring in December, you got to go up from here. You got to go up from here. Yes, and I don't see nobody. You know, I ain't gonna say it right like that. But the thing is gonna be like this: will we see Adam Copeland? Will we see the final boss? Will we see? You just don't know. You just don't know. They said they're promoting it. This is the last time Brock and Cena are facing each other. You got 2 more months to fill, y'all.
Huh?
You got 2 more months to fill.
I don't think Rock. I don't know if he's gonna face Rock because Rock done slimmed down, and so I don't know what's going on with Rock right now. I know he's doing for the role or whatnot, but I mean, as far as coming back to wrestling, I just don't see it. But Edge come back if he fight AJ Styles again. Man, it's a lot. Like I said, and then both of them and the younger star, and I'll be good.
Man, look, RC, we're gonna put it out here right now, ladies and gentlemen. In December, when this happened, RC, the floor is gonna be yours, man. Cause you gotta talk all about your boy, man.
I'll be decked out in John Cena gear.
Oh my God! Please
believe it.
Make sure I'm off that day. Lord have mercy.
Hey, you gonna watch though? You gonna watch?
Enjoy it. least your guy had a retirement tour. My guy, he ain't had a retirement tour, so enjoy it.
Hey, but he's still on
Hey,
TV.
but your guy's running the company.
Yeah, he
That,
all right.
that was gonna happen anyway.
Hey,
anyway.
Hey, but go ahead, Sean, close it out, bro.
Yeah, man. Awesome episode, ladies and gentlemen. This has been another edition of the Champions Corner podcast. If you're still hanging in with us to this point, we're an hour and 25 minutes in, about 9 seconds over. I need you to like that channel. Need you to share with your friends. Hit that notification so you know the next time that we're live, so you won't have to wait an hour and 25 minutes and 19 seconds to see us right here on your favorite podcast episode of the Champions Corner. We'll see you next time. We got a lot of wrestling to talk about. Hit us up in the comment sections because we want to hear all what you got to say. And we'll see you next time right here in the Champions Corner. Peace.
Peace.
Love y'all.